George, and this is my ME 1301 Lab 2 submission. So for this, I have to ramp the DC motor from 0 to full speed over 5 seconds, and then from full speed back to 0 over 3 seconds. So this is my code. I first start off with clearing all the variables if there's no Arduino already, and then creating an Arduino. I specify my variables. Then I have this while loop. Okay. So then here's my Arduino over here. If I run it, this DC motor slowly ramps up, reaches full speed, and then slows back down. That's lab with problem 1 for that lab. Then for lab 2, I have a voltage read from the FSR circuit to control the speed of a motor. I calibrate the sensor. I prompt myself to press the sensor lightly, and then program that value to 0 with your speed of a motor. And then I prompt to press firmly and calibrate the value to maximum speed. So then, once again, clear your variables except for the Arduino. Just initialize my variables. Then I have this prompt here to get the 0 speed right here. Then I display that 0 speed. Then I do the maximum speed again, and also display that over here. Then use my while loop, and that should all. So then while the voltage is less than the 0 speed or greater than max speed, the motor is going to be off. And then also while the button is being pushed and is greater than the 0 speed and less than the max speed, the speed is going to be the motor speed. The pressure of the FSR is going to be the motor speed. So if I run this over here, we get the light speed. If I'm not going to touch it. And then value maximum if I push this. So now, if I don't touch it, it's going to be off. But as I lightly touch it and then more forcefully push it, it's going to speed up and then slow back down as I release my grip. And just all that. Even if I push really hard to go past my maximum, it's going to turn off also. And then that's lab 2. I'm just going to cancel that loop. Hold on, right here. There we go. And then for lab 3, I monitor a button, use it to choose which sensor data to plot from, a 3-second sampling period. If I hold it for 1 second, I choose the FSR. I plot that voltage data and force values. Then using TRAP-Z, I numerically integrate that force values. If held for 2 seconds, I choose a photoresistor and plot that. If held for 3 seconds, I choose a temperature, convert it into temperature readings and each plot should have appropriate labels on X and Y axes. The program should restart and create a new plot based on subservient button presses. So then, I do that, initialize variables. I pause just so that I could show you quickly stuff that happens. So then I display, press and hold button in order to choose your sensor, 1 second for FSR, 2 seconds for photoresistor, or 3 seconds for temperature sensor. Then I have a if statement. If the button is pressed by this point, it's gonna make the sensor choice 1, pause, do it again, sensor choice, and just do it until at the end I display my sensor choice. Then if the sensor choice is 1, I create all this data stuff, and then I plot that, label the axes, I did it in pounds of force, and then the total impulse input would be TRAPC, my time and my force. Then if my sensor choice is 2, I do that, same thing, no conversions. For the force, I actually I made a function file that I'm also going to be showing you in my lab submission, and converts it to pounds of force. Then that's 2 plus 3. I also made a function file right here that's gonna convert into degrees Fahrenheit. And I plot this, and then I display restart program, and then I have a loop while the button is not pressed. You go through, you get locked in, so if you push the button, you're going to get out of this loop, and then restarts the program, and then up here it should, let's see, where is it? Create a new figure right over here. So let's start running this. We see lab pauses. Okay, press and hold button. My button is right over here. I'm going to choose a sensor choice of 3. And then that's the temperature. For some reason it's been doing this, but on average it's about 67.8-ish degrees in here, Fahrenheit. And then it says restart program. So if I push a button, it restarts the program. So I'm going to choose number 1, which is the FSR. So then if I push this, right now we just got a straight line, and my total impulse input is 0. That's because I didn't push the FSR, but if I restart that and hold it for only 1 second. Okay, so then I'm going to push this a few times. Now we got that graph, and our total impulse input is 10.59 pounds of force. So then, once again, restart program. This time we're going to do the photoresistor. Okay, sensor choice is 2, and that's our photoresistor. We didn't have to convert it from volts, so that's just the volts over time. And then back to the figure 1 that we did with the temperature. You see temperature Fahrenheit on the side and over time. And that's it. So then for my temperature conversion, I'm going to open up this function file and also this force sensor file. It's going to load. Exit some of these stuff while it's loading. Actually, I'm just gonna. It's just gonna be in. I'm gonna submit it with my other files for you to look over, but that should be the lab.